Hi, welcome to IT support channel. If you wish to learn Excel automation using VBA, this would be the right channel to follow up. If you wish to do Excel report automation, you must know what is workbook, worksheet, cells and range. These are all very basic concepts in Excel report automation. Let's we learn the mentioned concepts, okay? First we will create a new macro enabled workbook. In generally, we don't have any macro enabled workbook. We are having only normal Excel file. See, first we will create normal Excel file. Let me learn it as learn VBA. This is normal Excel file. The XLSX, which means that Excel file. If you want to enable as, if you want to make this file as macro enable file, we have to rename it as XLSM. So how to do that? Open the workbook, file, save a copy, browse. Already, if you want to save it to the same folder we wish for, mention it as macro enabled file and click the save button. Okay, let's see. I'm closing this file. See, now we are having one Excel file and macro enabled file. Let me open the macro enabled file because we need to write only the codes in macro enabled file. We cannot write the code in normal Excel file where we can write formulas. Okay, so now we have opened the workbook. So what is workbook? I just now I said I opened the workbook. So whatever the Excel application, whenever we open the Excel page, it is called as workbook. So what is worksheet? Worksheet is nothing but the page which appeared now. So here the default worksheet is sheet 1. So whenever we open the workbook, the default page, the default sheet will be sheet 1. So if you want to create one more worksheet, click the plus sheet 2. Okay, so this is a one worksheet. So this is workbook, this is a worksheets. So what is cells? Cells is nothing but a single rectangular space which holds the value. So this is a cells. This is a cell. This is a cell. How we can access the cell? By row and column concept. So if you want to write value in this cell, I have to write. I have to understand where it resides. It is present in row 1, column 1. Okay, so I have to mention in our code row 1, column 1. Okay, I will explain in some while. Just for the name, for the time being, you just understand. Okay, so if I want to write over here, so what would be the code? Rows and columns. Fifth row, first column. Okay, so this is a cell. Cell is nothing but one single space, that is a rectangular space. We can write it over there. What, for example, I'm writing in a cell. Okay, so what is range? Range is nothing but group of cells. See, I'm selecting multiple cells. It is called range. For example, example 1, example 2. So group of cells. So I'm selecting more than one cell, right? So it is group of cells. Let's we see in our code how to write in a cell and in a group of cell using VBA. Okay. First, we will create a button. Click the developer and insert and select the button. Drag it over here and rename this button whatever you wish for. Here I am wish to rename it as learn BBA. Okay, double click this button, the window editor, that is BB editor, will be opened. So here only we are going to write the code, so which will be executed, and the result will be appeared in our Excel page. Okay, so in our code editor, the default section will be appeared as this button click procedure. Okay, but I don't wish to write code in button click procedure, because when we are about to write more lines of code, not now but in future, we are not supposed to write in button click code. We have to write codes in module. That is where we have to write. Okay, right click anywhere in the page window, click insert and click module. Okay, write the procedure over here. Learn VB, whatever you wish, you can name it as. And for testing purpose, I'm just putting the message box, that is alert box. Yeah, I have written the code in module, but I should call this module procedure, written module procedure in button click procedure. Only then code will be executed. Where I have written module one dot learn. I think I have to rename not learn VBA. It is learn VBA. Sorry for that. Module one dot learn VBA. Okay. Now we will test our code executes or not. Okay. I am going to the Excel page and I'm disabling the design mode and I'm clicking the learn VBA button. See, the message box appeared. Our code's working. Okay. Now what we are going to do? We are going to write the value in cells. That is one single rectangular box, as I explained you. Let's see. If I wish to write cells in A5, that is here. Okay, how to do that? That is first column, fifth row, through code. How to do that? We will write it in code. Okay, the default page code button click procedure will be appear. We have to write code in module, right? Module one dot learn VBA, where I have written the message box. I am renaming. I am replacing the code. First, we have to declare variables. Dim. We have to use the keyword as dim. So we have to declare a variable to get this workbook. What is that? New book. You can mention the variable name as whatever you wish for. Book. Dim. Then we have to get new work. We have to get access the worksheet from the workbook, right? So I am declaring also. First, we will get this workbook. That is where we are going to write. Here we are going to write on this workbook. Okay, not any newly opened workbook or any already opened existing workbook. Okay, we are going to write only on this workbook, the active workbook. So I'm getting the this workbook object. This is one way. Okay, let it be for time being. And I am going to access the worksheet. I cannot write in workbook, right? I have to write it in worksheet. So then I'm accessing the worksheet. Very declared this workbook, right? New in the new workbook variable dot worksheets. Which worksheet I want to access? First worksheet. Even though there are two worksheets are there, I have to access the first worksheet. So what is the name? Sheet one. So if you had already renamed with your own names, own business concept names, then you have to access this worksheet using the name. Okay, here the name is sheet one. Sheet one. Okay, now I access the workbook and access the worksheet object. So in this worksheet, I am going to write dot cells. As I explained you earlier, the cells we can write it in row and column. See, when I'm putting the comma open parenthesis, it will give you a suggestion where I wish to write. Fifth row, as we discussed earlier, first column. Okay, dot value equal to, I am writing example. Okay, Control S, go to our page, disable the mode, listen mode. Let's execute. What is the error appear? Debug variable not set. So whenever we are accessing the workbook object or worksheet object, always we have to write set before the variable name. Okay, set, because workbook is a object, worksheet is a object. So whenever we are accessing the object in a variable, we have to name it predefined as set. This is the correction now we have done. So we are accessing our this workbook and worksheet and rewriting the cell. Let's be see. Here see the value is written in fifth row and first column. This is cells. If I want to write in group of cells, for example, A5 to C5, what I have to mention? I cannot write it in cells because it is group of cells. So I have to use range. If we want to write more than one cell, we have to use range. Okay. Again, enable design mode. Click the button. Default code procedure will appear where we are calling model1.learnWPA. I am renaming the cells with range. New sheet dot range A1 to C5 dot value equal to example. Let's be seen now. Bring the design mode. Here see the code has written in multiple cells. This is what difference between cells and range of cells. If you are writing one cell, then we have to use cells row and column. If you want to write more than one cell, we have to use range. Okay. Now we have learned what is workbook, what is worksheet, what is cells, and range of cells. Yes. Okay, in the next video, I will teach you how to copy a cell from one workbook to another workbook. The range of cells from one workbook to another workbook, or an, another, yeah, in another workbook. Okay, so thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please put it in comments so that I'll help you on it. If you wish to get more updated videos from me, please click the subscribe button. Thank you for watching.